Hey guys, this is Rosakelly. So today we're gonna be creating this 5x7 super cute interactive folio from start to finish. So let's get to it. So hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be creating this super cute and easy little folio. This folio measures 5x7. It's super cute, full of interactive elements, and it has tons of room for pictures. So I created mine, as you can see, as a Disney folio, but of course you can recreate the same tutorial and use it for any theme that you will like. I still kind of want to use my Cricut and put something here like either Disney or Disneyland or the date, but other than that, all of these is finished and really quick to put together. So on the cover here I have this little window display that you can use to display your picture. This is a belly band here, so you can add your picture right there. Also, you can use this folio as a little kind of like a frame display. You can display it on your mantle, coffee table, on your bookcase, and have a picture here, and then you have all your memories in the same place as well. So we're gonna be creating these from start to finish, and I want to mention also that I do have a full cutting guide for this project that I'm gonna have linked below. It is listed on my website, and as always I want to thank you so much for all your love and support to my channels. Those cutting guides also help support my channel so much. And so yeah, so let's take a look. So I show you the belly band feature here, so you can slide your picture on the inside, and again you can use any theme. It doesn't have to be Disney, but I have tons of Disney pictures, so I wanted to make mine on a Disney design. So these two pieces open up like that, so the folio is like a little trifold. Let me show you the back. The paper is so cute. It's one that I already work with, a paper collection. I think it's called Mickey Mouse and Friends, and I picked this up at Hobby Lobby some time ago, so I'm not sure if they will still have it, but that's where I got it from. And so I made these 5x7 so we can have a lot of room for 4x6 pictures without having to crop too much, but of course we also have a small spaces for pictures as well. So on this section here, this opens to the side and it opens to the side again. I think the paper is really cute and silly. And then this is a pocket, so you can add more photo mats in there, do a little journaling, closes up, and then this opens like that, so you can place a 5x7 or a 4x6 and have some of that background on the sides. Then over here on the center we have a cute little Mickey image. This opens up like this, and this gatefold has this three-dimensional area here, and then this is another little trifold for pictures or journaling, and then this closes up like that. Then on the right side, this opens and opens to the side, and then over here we have a little booklet, and each one of these pages has a little pop-up place for a picture here, but also you can put a picture on the back right there, and same thing for this area. So really fun, easy, interactive display. And then this also here at the center opens down. We have another Mickey image, and we have a pull down waterfall. So this was really easy to make, and so yeah, so really interactive little folio. So that is what we're gonna be creating here. So we're gonna close these, and I do have a gusset here in case these kind of builds up after you add your pictures. And then this closes to the side, and then this whole thing closes up like that. And again, it's a cute little display little folio. And so yeah, so now we're gonna go ahead and make this together. So we are going to start our project. I'm going to be using some cardstock. I'm using only 65-pound cardstock for this project here, and I'm going to be using the Mickey Mouse and Friends collection. Again, this is a collection that I had for a while, and it's so cute. I have tons of pictures from Disney to document, so I think this will be a very nice thing for this book. So we are going to start with our cardstock. I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 7 by 7, and so we're going to score along one of the sides at 1 inch and at 2 inches. So we're going to score at 1 and 2, and same thing for the other one. Score at 1 and 2. Then I'm going to cut 2 pieces here again, and these are going to be 5 by 7. So I'm just going to cut this at 7 by 5, and we are going to use 2 of these because I want to double this cardstock. I'm only using the 65-pound cardstock, and so for the outside I do want to just do a double layer here. So we're gonna put that right there, and then press down. Then we're going to grab the 2 other pieces that we cut and fold along the score lines. Fold along the score lines, and we're going to glue 1 on each side. Okay, so let's add the glue and place 1 right here, press down, and then we're going to open this up and glue this other one on the other side. So we're just gonna put that one right here like that and press down. So open that up and press down. So these are gonna close here and close here. Now we are going to cut 2 more pieces, and these are going to be 9 layer 2 of these here. So these are going to be 9 by 7. I'm sorry, 9 by 5. 9 by 5. And we are going to score one of these pieces. We're going to score at 1 and at 2. Okay, along the 9-inch side. And then I'm just going to fold and fold. And then the second piece I am going to score at 1 and at 8. Okay, and then fold and fold. Okay, so we have these 2 pieces. This is going to go on top of this piece here, but before we add these, we are going to add our design paper, and we are going to do a little opening cut. So I'm going to use this page here, I think. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be the cover, so you want to pick something that you love. I think I'm going to use actually this side. And so we are going to cut these at 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, so add that right here. And actually I'm going to use this. That will be okay. And I'm going to glue this down here. Okay, so just add your glue and place this piece down. Now, next I'm going to use my circle cutter, And so we're going to create a little window opening here on the front. So I think this will be good. Yeah, so I'm going to bring my die cut. Let's see if I can just put that on top so I don't have to move everything. And then I'm going to use this plate. So I'm going to open that up and place that. And I'm kind of center it. I think up here should be okay. Let's see, maybe right there. And more to the side. Okay, and then you can secure this with washi tape so it doesn't move. But I think we should be okay. So we're just gonna pass these through here. Okay, so we're gonna cut and bring this back. Okay, let's take this out. There we go. And then we are going to take this out here. So we have our circle opening. So that is going to be our window. Let me put this to the side. And now we are going to add this piece. This is our belly band. And that is going to go right on top of the other 9-inch piece that we cut. Okay, so let's add the glue. And I'm going to line this up here. Press down. And then we're going to glue this. And place that right there. And then this window, I think it's going to be really pretty for us to put, what do you call it, a picture on the back. But I'm going to just go ahead and add one of these on the background as well. Oh, look, this is cute here, if we put it like that, right? So I'm going to maybe pencil mark. This is the edge, so I'll go just a little bit next to it. Okay, so that I'm gonna cut. And now if you're just using some regular background without any image, you can again cut that piece to 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. But I'm just gonna try to put that, and that will be my opening image. But again, this is for a picture. Okay, and then we're gonna put these right there. I think that is so cute. I wasn't even planning on doing an image here, but that is so cute. Okay, so also I have a circle cut out, circle punch here. And I think what I'm going to do is add, because this is a Disney theme, I'm going to add some, let's see if this idea works. But I want to add like the Mickey ears to come out here from the opening. Does that work? Wouldn't that be cute to put that there? But I think they have to be bigger, so let's just take a little time I'm gonna do another. I do have bigger circles on this one, so let me take, I think this one should be good. Yeah, I think this one will be good. And I'm just going to pass this through. Oops. And of course, if you're not doing a Disney theme, you can skip this, but I just think it will be fun to try these. So let me just cut and bring this out. And I do need 2 of these, so let's do another one here. so now we have the two circles cut out. And okay, so now this is getting a little bit tricky because I think what I want to do here is have, whoops, my two circles there, right? I want them right here like that so they can look like Mickey ears. How does Mickey ears look like? Like this? Like that? Oh my gosh, I didn't know this was gonna be so tricky, but I think this is how the Mickey ears should look like. And so I want to cut this piece right there. So I'm going to put this on my die cutting plate again. So this is my circle, and then these are my ears. So I want to get that bottom shape of it. So this kind of looks like a Mickey ear thing situation, right? Something like that, like this. Okay, so I'm gonna try to cut that circle like this so I can get that bottom shape. And see this. Did it go all the way? I think it did. And then we're just gonna take this out. Okay, so let's hope that works, and we're gonna go ahead and take my Mickey circles. That is so cute. And you know what, now by doing this I think we can create some embellishments. I won't do that right now, but like you can make a little headband, right? So if you take a circle and just cut it like that, and then cut a little negative circle. Oh, I'm gonna play with that, but don't worry, I'll do that off camera. Okay, so let's take that out, and now I'm going to bring back my page. And this is the cover, that's why I'm kind of just like maybe doing a little more, but how cute is it? Now I just realized my circle is not centered because now my ears are going more the other way, but that's okay. So something like that. Oh my gosh, I can't picture the ears, the Mickey ears anymore. Oh, they're right here. So I don't know how separated they need to be, but somewhere like this. I know my girls are gonna criticize me and be like, Mom, that's not how it should go. And now I'm thinking maybe I should have been farther out, but you know what, we're just gonna go for it and put these Mickey ears. Okay, so we are just gonna put one and one here like that. Okay, so that's the idea. I think it's so cute. And then back here I want to put a picture of you know, us in Disneyland or my kids in Disneyland. That would be so cute. Alright, so now back to this. We are going to glue this piece on the center of the folio right there. And I do want to make sure that my hinges are not touching that hinge here, the side. So I'm going to cut the corners of the 1 inch that is going to be glued down. Okay, so now we're just going to add glue here and place that right back there and press down, and there you go. So that is going to be, this is going to close, and then close here. Oh, how cute, our little folio. At least the base of it is going to look like that. Now we have to add a magnet, so I'm just going to go ahead and add magnets over here. I'm using 10 by 1 millimeter magnets, and these are always listed on my Amazon store. On the description box you'll find a link to my Amazon, and I have put in there my printer. I get a lot of questions about my printer and my graphic supplies. Okay, so let's add this. So let's open this up. So remember, you have a a belly band there to add your picture. And now we are just going to glue this down. I'm gonna put 2 magnets right here. Actually, let me take those out. I'm gonna start with this layer here. So we're gonna put 2 magnets over here. So if you guys hear some rumbling, it's my tummy, okay? And I'm gonna put that right there and put that right here. And then I'm going to secure this with my tape. And let's place this right here. And let's place that. And then we're just gonna add, whoops. Actually, I'm gonna close these. Make sure that your gussets are perpendicular. They should be meeting here on the edge. And now we're gonna put those on top. And I'm just going to add my tape right there and right here. Okay, and now we're gonna put 2 more magnets with the tape facing up. Let's do that up here. 1 and 2. Okay, and this might be a little too long. Okay, and then we're just gonna add some glue and close this top section. Again, make sure this matches at the end and matches with the sides. And there we go. That's gonna be the base. And we have all these magnets here. So let's just press down, and then press down here, and there we go. So that's gonna go there on top. And now let's work on the inside of this. So I'm going to cut one piece at 6 by 5. So we're gonna do 6 by 5, and I'm going to score this piece along the 6 inches. We're going to score at 1/2 inch and fold along the score line. Then we're going to cut another piece or 2 more pieces here, and these are going to be 5. So I'm gonna cut it like this, by 5 1/4, 5 by 5 1/4, and we are going to do 2 of those and score along the 5 1/4 at 1/2 inch. And again for this one, and then we're going to fold along the 2 score lines, and so we are going to bring this page back and add 1 on each side. So let's add some glue on this 1/2 inch section, and we're gonna make sure that we have the score line along the top here, and then add the glue and place this on the side here, and I'm gonna center this. Okay, and then press down, open this up, and we're going to do this other one and center that and match it with the one on the other side. Okay, just like that, and then press down. Then I'm going to cut another piece, and I'm going to cut this at 5 7/8. Okay, so just a little smaller than 6 by 3 1/2, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So we're gonna go 1/2 and then half an inch here. And we're going to make this into a pocket, so we're going to cut the corners and then fold along the score lines on these three sides. And we're going to bring this back, open this up, and glue this down. Okay, and then we're just gonna place these on at the center, right, and then press down, and then we're gonna close these and close this piece, and then we're going to do a little magnet over here. So let's just add a magnet right up here, and then we're going to add the tape. So two pieces, we're gonna put one and then add the one on top. Oops. Go. And place this one here, and then just close this up, and then press down right here and press down. Okay, now this whole section we are going to add. So we're gonna open this up and open this up, and this is going to be on the first panel right here on the left side. So we're just gonna add the glue and place these along the top. Okay, so that's gonna be our first layout, and then open this up and press down, and then again this is gonna open and open, and then we're gonna have that pocket over here. Okay, so for the center section I went ahead and cut one piece at 7.5 by 5, and I'm sorry this section did not record, so I'm just gonna explain to you what I did. So you're gonna cut one piece at 7 by 5, and you're gonna score at 1 and at 1.5, and then fold along the score lines here. And then you're going to cut two pieces at 3 inches by 6, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 3 inches, and then you're gonna glue each one here, one on each side, to create this little gatefold. So I apologize for not recording. I didn't realize my camera wasn't going when I was working on this section here, but it was just a short little section here. But now we're gonna continue, and we are going to add paper on the inside of that. So I am going to cut two pieces, and let's take this out. These are going to be 5 3/4. Actually, I'm gonna cut one piece at 5 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then two pieces by 2 1/4. Okay, so 2 1/4 and 2 1/4 here. Okay, and we are going to just glue this on the inside of these sections. I'm just gonna put those like that, and so we're going to add the glue, and I'm using this other section because I want to put that on the front, and I think that looks cute here. So we're just gonna move that over and place one, and then the other two pieces right here, and this other one is gonna go right over here. Okay, so place. Okay, so now we are going to cut one piece at 5 by 6.5, and we are going to score along the 6.5 at 1, 2, and at 5.5. And we're going to fold along the score lines. So fold along the score lines. And so now we are going to cut another piece, and this is going to be 3 3/4 by 5, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 3 3/4, and we are going to place this on top of this page here. Actually, I'm gonna do 2 because I like when things open both ways, so I'm gonna do another one of those 3 3/4 by 5. So we're going to do 2 of these, and then we are going to again score at 1/2 inch along the 3 3/4 and fold. And then we're going to bring back this piece, and on the center section is where we're going to be gluing one on each side. So let's add the glue and place one right here, and then I'm going to open that up and add the glue and place this one on the other side. Okay, and then press down and press down. And okay, so now we're going to bring back our piece section here, and don't mind this because I had to refilm, so I had to take it out. And we are going to go ahead and glue the 1 inch side that is by itself. It's going to go over here on the left side, and I'm going to add my glue and place this 1 inch on the opening section right here. And now we are going to fold both of these pieces back, but we are going to add glue on this 1 inch. Okay, so fold both of the 1 inch score lines back and close this whole panel just like that, and press down. Okay, so we're gonna give that a minute here to dry, and then when you open this page, you're gonna have this little 3D little trifold up in this side, and then I'm gonna close this one on top so that can stay closed, and then this other side is going to stay closed like that. So cute. Okay, so now we're gonna use the paper. So I'm going to cut again 2 pieces. This is going to be 5 3/4 by 2 1/4. I'll put that right there. 5 3/4 by 2 1/4, and 2 of those here, and we're gonna glue this here on top. Now I am gonna add a closure to this, and because I am using the Disney theme, I'm going to use a little Mickey head. Oh, here it is. I want to put this little Mickey head as my center closure here. I think it should be big enough for that. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut this out and use it. Now if you're not doing the Disney theme, of course, you can just simply cut a circle, or you can cut maybe a 3 by 3 square piece. So here is my little Mickey head, and I'm going to back this cardstock. Now before I back these, we want to add magnets. So if you're using a 3 by 3 piece square section, you just got a little 3 by 3, and then that's gonna go on the center here. So you want to put 2 magnets on the right side before gluing your paper, but I'm just gonna put 2 magnets over here and trying to stay only on one half of this Mickey image. And then we're going to back this up. Maybe I should do it like this. Back this up on cardstock. Okay, so I'm just going to glue. Actually, I should glue the whole thing on the cardstock here. And there we go. So one magnet here, one magnet there. And now I'm just going to go ahead and cut these again. Okay, so I went ahead and finished cutting my little Mickey head. I don't know, every time I look at it, I find a little weird spot here, but okay, we're just gonna go with it. I did not do the black outline because I started doing that, but it wasn't looking very even, so I decided to just cut directly onto the image, but I still find little pointy sections. Anyway, we're just gonna go with this. So I'm going to glue, we're gonna glue the section, the panel on the left side. So let's add the glue and put the left side down. Even if you are using just like a 3x3, what you're gonna do next is glue your little 3x3 piece or circle piece, whichever you are using, and you're only gonna glue half. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue the half that doesn't have the magnet down. I'm just gonna center that right there, and now we're going to open this up and add the magnets back there. So I'm just gonna put a little glue so I know where my magnets need to go. So we're gonna close these and close, and then we're just gonna press down, and then you're gonna open this up, and where you see the little glue marks, you are going to put your magnets right, oops, right there, and make sure you get the right side down, okay, where you have the glue marks. And then I'm just gonna put glue on top and add my paper right here. Okay, so press down, let me center this and close this up, and there we go. So that is gonna be this little section. So I'm just going to press down, and okay, so now you're gonna open this up, and on the inside you're gonna have little trifold place for pictures, and then close that up. And so we're gonna bring back our base, and this is going to go here on the center. So we're just gonna glue these. So I'm gonna add glue to my 1-inch section and place this right at the center right here and press down. Okay, so open this down and press down, and there we go. So now also we're gonna continue here at the center. I am going to cut another piece, and I didn't fold that right, but that's okay. So we are going to cut another piece here, and this is going to be 2 inches. So 2, and this is going to be by 6 inches, and we are going to score along the 6 inches at 1/2 inch and at 5.5, and we are going to fold, and we are going to glue this piece here on the center panel. And so you want to make sure that you can fold your 2 sides with no problem. If you are kind of like intruding on the folding lines, you might want to make this piece just a little bit smaller and then score at 1/2 inch. But there we go. So mine fits just fine. And then you're going to put this about 1 inch away from the bottom edge. So I'm going to use this 1 inch that we glued down as a reference. And we are going to add the glue on both sides. Okay, and then we're gonna place these down right here, and then just press down and press down. Now I'm going to cover that up with paper before I add anything else to it. So I'm just gonna use this piece here and cut this at 4 3/4, and this is going to be by 1 3/4. So maybe I'll just start right here and cut this little stripe section, and I'm just gonna glue this down. Okay, so add my glue and place this piece right in there. And I'm also going to cut the background for that, so I'm going to use this piece and cut this at 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then we're going to glue this down, and we're going to pass this through the inside of that belly band and just glue that back here. So I'm going to add my glue and place this back there, and then just place that on the background. Okay, so now we're gonna put this whole thing to the side. Close this up, close this up, close this up, and we are going to work on this page here. So I'm going to cut one piece, and this is going to be 4 3/4, and we're going to cut this by 9 inches. So 4 3/4 by 9, and so we are going to score along the 9 inches at half, 1, 1 1/2, 2, and 2 1/2, and we are just going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so we're gonna fold along the score line. Next, you're going to cut 5 pieces at 4 3/4 by 4, and we're going to glue each one of these pieces on these 1/2 inch score line sections. So I'm just going to start gluing my pieces here. So I'm gonna add this one, and I'm going to add glue the next 1/2 inch. So you want to do one at a time, and then add your next piece right here like that, and then I'm going to add my glue on the next one and place this down. Okay, and then the next piece, and again just add that one here, and I'm lining everything on one side because sometimes we don't cut everything exactly the same, and I'm just gonna trim one of the sides here. So let's add this last piece right up there and press. Okay, so now I'm just going to even out the side here just to make sure they all look the same. It's a little trick there to make sure they're all nice and even. So I'm just gonna do the same over on this other side. Now if you do this, remember, now make sure to measure this again. So I remeasure mine, and I am a little bit closer to 4 1/2 now, but that's okay. So now before I glue this onto my page, I am going to cut my paper. So I'm going to go cut these. I'm gonna do 4 1/4 because I reduced the size of mine here on the sides, and then this is going to be, the first one's gonna be by, I'm gonna do by 6. Okay, and we're just going to open this up and glue this one on the back here, and I'm just gonna add my glue and place this down. Okay, and then for the other ones, these are gonna be by 4 or by 3 3/4. So I am going to cut these again at 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so I am gonna do 3 3/4. Now you don't have to fill these pieces here because you're gonna put pictures, so you can just use white cardstock or simply leave this blank, but I am just going to add. Okay, so now we're gonna bring back this piece here, and we are going to open all of these, and we're gonna place this onto this belly band. So you're gonna open this up and place this back here, and then let's go ahead and center this first. Okay, so we're gonna center on all the sides and up and down, and then we're going to open this up and add your glue on the belly band right here. Okay, so just go where this ends. You know, you don't want to go all the way to the end with your glue, so make sure you just glue where you need to add this on top, and then just press down. Okay, so we're just going to press this, and there we go. And now we're gonna have our pull down sliding waterfall. So you're just gonna grab the last one here, and then you're gonna have this really nice feature on the inside of your folio. And now we're gonna close this up and work on the other side. Okay, so we are going to cut 2 pieces at 7. Let's do this here, by 5 1/4. So 7 by 5 1/4, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 5 1/4. So 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch here, and then we're going to fold along the score lines. So fold and fold. Then I'm going to put those to the side, and we're going to cut 4 pieces, and these are going to be 7 by 4 3/4. So let's do 7 by 4 3/4, and I'm going to cut 4 pieces here. So let's use that, 4 3/4, and I'm gonna need another one, 7 by 4 3/4, and we are going to score all of these pieces along the 7 inches. We're going to score at 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to score all of these, and this here, and then we're going to fold along the score lines, and we're going to glue one on top of the other. So just make a booklet here. So I'm going to fold, and then we're going to add the glue. So let's add the glue and line this up to the other one, and you want the score line along the top as well. And then we're going to add the glue here and line this up to the next one, press down, and then we're going to add glue and line this up, and then press down. Okay, so we have a booklet. Now we are going to bring back our folio and open all of these, And we are going to first add these two pieces, one on each side. So add one, press down, and then open this up, and we're going to add the next one on the other side. Line this up, press down, and then we are going to open this up, and we're going to add these booklets here along the top. So you want to place it along the top and center, and then press down. Okay, so I'm just going to open that up and press down here. Now this is going to close and close. We're going to add a couple magnets on this section as well. So let's add, I'm going to actually make this open like that. So we're going to add 2 magnets right here like that, and then we're going to add the tape and place that 1 and 2, and then add the magnets on top with the tape facing up, and we're going to do both of these. Okay, so 1 and 1, and then add the glue and close this page. Okay, and then we're just going to open this again, open these, and then press down on the sides of the magnets, and there you go. Now for that section I am going to cut, we're going to cut 5 pieces, and I'm just gonna use these scrap pieces here, and we're gonna cut these at 2 inches by, these are gonna be 2 by 4. Okay, so 2, let's do this at 4, and then we're gonna do this by 2. Okay, and we're gonna do 4 pieces. I think I said 5, but it's actually 4 of these, and I'm just gonna use one of my scrap pieces here, and again cut these at 4. Okay, and we are going to score along the 4 inches at 1, 2, and 3. And again for all of these, score at 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna do the same. This one is a little smaller than 2, but that's okay. And then again for these, 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so same thing here. Fold along the score lines and fold along the score lines. Now before we glue these pieces, we want to add cardstock onto our pages. So we are going to cut, let me use a different background over here. Maybe I can use some of these, and we're going to cut these at 6 1/4. So let's do this side. So 6 1/4 by 4 1/2. Okay, so 6 1/4 by 4 1/2, and these are going to go. Let's open all of these and open, and we are going to glue these pieces on the pages, right? So we're just gonna put one, and you want to glue both sides. So we want to add the paper here and cover this top side, and then we want to cover this side as well. So I'm just going to add my glue and place that here. Okay, and then we're going to grab the pieces that measure 4 by 2, and so we are going to add glue on the one side and place that at the center right below that score line, and then we're gonna fold this in half and add glue on that other side. Okay, just the 1 inch on the top, and then we're gonna close this piece. And so when you open this up, you're gonna have that little 3D pop-up, and we're gonna add a photo area there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut my paper. So I need 2, 4, and then this one will be a little bit bigger, so I'm just gonna cut one for these pieces here. Okay, so I went ahead and cover this and this, and then for this back piece you're gonna need a bigger piece. So this right here is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and this is going to go on the main back section, and then this one will go along the top. This one is the same as the other ones, and that will go up here. And okay, so now we're gonna continue adding these pieces. So I'm just gonna do the same thing here, fold this in half, and then you're gonna add glue on that side, place that right at the center, and then add glue on this side on the top, and then close that up. And then we're gonna do the same over here. So you want to make sure that your glue is really close to that score line, okay, but of course without going on top of the score line. And then close this, and now I'm just going to do this again like that. Okay, and then just close this section, and we are going to be now adding the piece that is going to be for that pop-up. So I'm going to cut 4 pieces, and these are going to be 5 by 4. Okay, so we're gonna do 5 by 4, and I'm going to do 4 of these, and then these pieces will go, when you open this up, you're gonna add one on the front of each one of these pieces. So we're gonna put one right up here, close that up, and then the next one, place that up there, and then close this up. And then when you are gluing these, I'm leaving a little space to the bottom, so they're kind of like floating up a little bit, so that will make it easier for you to open and close your page. Okay, right there, and center side to side. Let's close this so we can press on that. And then we're just gonna do the last piece here. So a super easy pop-up little technique, and it just makes it more fun to add your picture there when it comes out looking a little bit more 3D. And now we're gonna close these and close that, and that is going to be all that side here. So we have the left side that opens and opens, and then we have a pocket over here. Now this section is left clear intentionally so my magnets can connect and I don't have anything over here, but then this also opens up. Then we have this side that we just finished with the pop-ups. I think it's really fun once you go through your pages and you see them kind of coming at you a little bit. So I'm gonna still add paper here. Then we have our pull down waterfall. I love how these turned out. And then we have our little gatefold with another little fun three-dimensional page there. I might need a magnet over here, and that just closes up like that. And then this whole thing, so here we have a gusset in case this grows a little bit more. We have the room there, but we can also just lay that flat for now, and then close this side, close that side. And then on the front here we have our fun little picture area. This is a belly band here on the front. So I am going to finish decorating this little folio, but I will do a walkthrough once I have all of my paper added. And I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Again, I do have a cutting guide if you want to kind of have your pieces score and cut ahead of time before starting this project. And I want to thank you so much for all your love and support to my channel. It really means the world to me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.